quick video and talk about something that actually happened to me. What was it, yesterday AM? So when I arose from the night sleep, if you will, there were two things that had already been around me that, were kind of like, one was a place there before I got into this area, and then the second one was added while I was still awake. Somebody like dropped it on the street. And then the third thing was added when I was asleep, and I like actually woke up to it being there in my, actually, it was like right there behind me. So, anyways, what I what I wanted to hone in on with the items that I'm referring to is that were actually red, blue, and white. And so when the last item was literally placed behind me, it was white. I had this download of what these colors actually mean. And I did a video recording of this earlier, and I guess I didn't have enough storage on my phone to complete the video. So, anyways, I decided to come and do a live video regarding it. Okay. So the red, white, and blue colors are actually indigenous original bloodlines on the lamb's colors that were then, I guess you could say, plagiarized or hijacked and attempted to be applied to United States, United Snakes, United Embarrassments, as they're calling it now on a lot of social medias, right? And so, anyways, the colors are highly significant to the indigenous people. And I wanted to kind of like go in on what that, um, you know, meaning and depth of those colors actually are. Okay. So when we think about the blue, we think, ocean, sky. We think of all these, things around us. But, a lot of people don't realize that in your veins look green because your blood is allegedly blue before it hits the oxygen. And when it hits the oxygen, it turns maroonish red. Okay. So there was an elder, and I know I heard this a couple of different places, that, asked people and kind of like, inquired about, them going to get a bucket of, ocean water, and for them to bring back a bucket of blue water, right? Because, when you look at the ocean, it is blue. So, that is obviously a challenge because at large, when you see the ocean, it is blue. But if you were to bring a cup, a bottle, a glass, a bucket of water, it would not actually be blue. It would be clear, or, might be dirty. Okay. In some places. So, anyways, the point of that is that it is actually an illusionary color. And what my download was from that, right? Well, this is something else that I said in the video recording. I don't know if it actually got in there or not, but, you know, just thinking about how the sky is actually also blue, and the sky, when, it's dark, it's black. So then how does the sun light up the sky and go from black to a blue, right? So it goes back to illusionary color, right? And that illusion, reminds me, and the download was of the matrix at large, the matrix as a whole. And so that matrix being what the Mayans called Maya, the illusion, right? And how that plays into our experience and what we actually perceive, right? And so, anyways, with that being said, I'm going to try to remember everything that I said in this other video, but I was like on fire and in the flow state when I originally did it, and now I'm attempting to remember everything that I said. So I know it's not coming out exactly the same, because I was just like, when the downloads come, you pretty much need to do them like right away, and rather than wait or whatever. But I just had the time to do it now rather than then, because I did start, but I didn't have enough storage, like I said. So, anyways, going back to, the blue, and then now transitioning into the significance of, you know, what that means in the body, right? As far as the blood, but then also, if we're speaking about chakras, it would be the throat chakra, right? Right in this area, okay? The throat chakra, okay? And blue also is a very calming color. You know, put in the comments what these colors actually mean to you in your own life, but they have specific connotations and different meanings. Even in marketing, people utilize these, the knowledge of what the colors represent when they're doing whatever kind of advertisements that they're doing. Okay, so going into the red is representing the blood, and the blood is highly important because it is the facilitator of life. It holds your oxygen, right? It is also what determines how long your life will be, so to speak, right? They say when you donate blood, you're actually taking years off of your life by doing that, right? And so, anyways, there is epigenetics, there is memory, there is programming that's within the DNA of what is found in the blood, right? And so there's so much consciousness that you could say is actually stored in the blood, which is also um, the water of life. Your body is what, 80 to 90% water when you're a baby, and then that decreases to about 75 to 80% as an adult, right? And so your water within your body, as there was a study done in Japan uh, by Monsieur Misoto, I think his name is. Anyways, look up the water experiment that they did in Japan, and the water that you drink be programmed with positive or negative words, negative environments or positive environments, positive and negative music, right? And so the importance of your water in your body being in those positive environments, having those positive words spoken to you, having the self-love and the you know hi, I see people are saying, I just seen that. I don't know how long it's been up there. Hi, how's everybody doing out there in? Okay, awesome. Appreciate the like. Okay, so I'm talking about the red, white, and blue and how it applies and how it has been utilized by the indigenous. and what the deeper meanings of these colors are, and how, you know, much we actually, um, I guess, connected with these colors based off of the deep meanings. And I just recently had more of a of a download of what these colors really, really, truly represent. And so I had done a video recording earlier, but I ran out of storage on my phone. So if anybody wants to help me out with getting more storage, like a terabyte or whatever, man, that's the constant battle, is running out of storage. So anyways, when it comes to, like I was saying about the blood, is that, you know, red is a color that also can be representative of love, passion, aggression. It can be representative of anger or fury, right? But in the body, if we were talking about the chakras, it would be representative of the root chakra, right? What you ground yourself in, and the root of all, um, like your foundation, I mean, just like the root of a tree, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, um, its nourishment comes through the root, its stability comes through how the roots hold the tree into the ground. So anyways, when I was uh, seeing the last item that had been placed around me, when I had woke up in the AM yesterday, it was white, and it was right behind me. And I'm not going to say what the items were. It was more important what the colors represented and what the downloads I was getting from them. So the white is utilized a lot of times in indigenous culture, as well as other, cultures, as, purity. And it's representative of holy. It can be representative of, like, enlightenment, right? Mod, where uses, excuse me, the white feather, right? And that is to represent pure enlightenment, right? And so the chiefs would utilize the white feather as the same kind of, you know, uh, presentation of where they were at spiritually in enlightenment and consciousness. So the white, more so than anything, what was really coming through strong to me with that item being behind me, is that in the red, white, and blue, the white was representative of consciousness. Okay. 1333 when I looked at the timestamp. So 333 is divine timing. And yeah, so that's super cool. Anyways, that white representing consciousness, and consciousness, as some people think that your body holds consciousness, but as I had explained previously in other videos and in private conversations, is that your consciousness actually surrounds it surrounds your body. So there's like a big, huge circle. Some people have smaller circles than others of consciousness, but that consciousness is surrounding your body, your vessel, your temple, your ka, right? Your car, your vehicle, right? And so, anyways, oh, Nieve is trying to jump up on the chair. He doesn't have enough leash to do that right now. Okay, you want to jump up here? You want to be in the video? Okay, come on. No? Okay, he doesn't want to be in the video, I guess. So, anyways, the consciousness, to me, and what was really coming through very strongly, is I had seen a video where I can't think of his name right now. It kind of escapes me, but if I think of his name, I'll put it in the description because I always like to give credit where credit is due. Oh, KRS-One. So I seen a video where he was describing, uh, you know, the breath, right? And he was talking about how when you hold your breath for like 4 minutes or longer, or however long it takes, you hold your breath, and he was like, your heart doesn't stop beating, your lungs don't, stop having the ability to actually work, even though you're holding your breath. He was like, but if you hold your breath for long enough, what happens? What do you lose? Anybody want to put it in the comments? What do you lose if you hold your breath for any amount of time? Now, we used to do this as children, which it was probably kind of scary to think about now, but we used to do, I forget what we called it, but it escapes me right now, but we used to hold our breath, and then they would put their hands over our neck, and we would pass out, and then we would come back. Okay. So, anyways, I do not suggest anyone doing that, but there was something that we called it. We would stand up against the wall and do it. So, anyways, you lose consciousness, right? So the point is that what he was getting to is that you don't lose the ability of your heart beating, your blood is still pumping, right? If you hold your breath, you're going to lose what? Consciousness. And so he related the breath to consciousness, right? And so that is super cool to me, right? Because you're breathing this in and out consciousness, right? And so the white, other than purity and enlightenment, it really came through as a download that it is representative of the consciousness. And so that download for me, it felt really, really powerful. I don't know about you y'all, but for me, it was very powerful. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, the red, white, and blue, and more of its deeper meanings, both spiritually, physically, chakra wise, and yeah, and just like, I mean, what does it mean to you guys? Put it in the comments. What do these colors mean to you? Because I like I said, I did a video earlier. I didn't have enough room and storage on my phone, so I'm pretty sure that I missed and skipped some stuff that I actually was in the flow state and saying earlier. But if I remember, or if I go back to that video and feel that there's important stuff that I missed in this one, I will do a part 2 for you guys. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. And if you guys need anything else from me, you know where to find it in the description. Um, yeah, my 3 websites. Nieve Tigre's website where he has his merch. You can get the website for my fine art, which I also have merch there as well on my fine art website. And my activity ebook, the technologically advanced activity ebook, that I'm pretty sure Kindle owes me some credit, because I'm quite sure they didn't have their interactive activity ebooks before I made mine. So they might owe me some royalties. They might. They just might. So, anyways, if you cannot support this channel by financial means of, hitting on my Cash App, PayPal, or buying me a coffee, then you can always support this channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell so you can be alerted whenever we have new videos. But now they got a new thing, hype it up. So hype up the videos. I don't know, do lives got the hype too? Either way, hype up the videos. They do have it for the lives. And somebody help me out with getting a terabyte so I can not have these. Oh, Can you bring him back in? I'm literally right in the middle of a live. Oh, thank you. Okay. And so, yeah, Nieve Tigre just went out the door right now. He said, I don't know what, if you were trying to get some fresh air. He is so funny. He's so funny. So, oh, that was hilarious. So a lady was just telling me, excuse me. She had opened the door and he had went partial way out. His leash wasn't long enough for him to go all the way out the door. She was like, excuse me. Nieve is so freaking funny. I cannot with this kitty baby. He is the love of my life. So, anyways, what was I saying? Oh, I forgot. Anyways, if you guys need anything else from me, just get it from the description. Love and light, and yeah, don't let these haters, weirdos, these demons, these, oh my God, NPCs, Sims, characters, don't let any of these people lower your vibration, because the main thing that they're trying to do is to lower your vibration. One, so that you can be a vampire like them, or zombie, right? It's like they bite you, they try to lower your vibration, frequency, and energy so that you could become like them. And then, you know, oh my God, Nieve. I want to show Nieve what he's doing right now. It's so freaking funny. Anyways, let me say focus. Let me say focus. Um, yeah, so then they can feed off of you too, right? Because if they can lower your vibration, then they can feed off of your energy. So we ain't having that. Ain't no free lunches over here, okay? We'll give the babies free lunches like, the Black Panthers did breakfast, right? We'll do that for the babies, right? But we ain't doing that for these spiritual vampires and these weirdos, okay? That's what we're not doing. Okay, so no free lunches over here. 2222 on this timestamp when I looked. All right. Peace out, everybody.